Tim Carter was a friend of Mica and John Paul. Listen to what he has to say.
He personally called me and said, hey, Mica bought a gun. She's out in the backyard. Well, you think she bought it to shoot me? I don't know, JP. I don't know what's going on in the house that would be a reason. So, this isn't the first time he's tried, or that there's been suicide brought up. I get it, and then he was scared, was wondering, do you think she bought it to shoot me? Well, why would that be a question if you wasn't mistreating her?
Did you hear him say that John Paul was scared? This interview I saw a few days ago, and when I was looking for it, it was very hard to find, but I was determined to find it. There is a second part to this video, but I will play that in just a few moments. Let's analyze this first part first. First of all, Tim was a very good guy to interview because he was a friend to both. He would speak to both John Paul and Mica. So Tim starts by saying that John Paul called him personally. So if Tim is being truthful, which to me it does appear that he is being truthful, then that lets us know that they were not just friends, but they were close friends, close enough for him to call him to ask him this particular type of question. So it seems as though John Paul got paranoid and called Tim and asked him if he thinks that Mica would use a weapon on him. Interesting, right? Secondly, this is a classical smear campaign. Narcissists love this tactic of mudslinging. It is one of their favorite. Because now if she would use it on him, that would make John Paul the victim. They love to be the victim. Also, John Paul is alluding to her mental instability, making it seem as though she is capable of doing such a thing. But one reason why I love this interview with Tim is because he seems to see right through this. He says, well, I don't know, John Paul, what's going on in the house that would make her do that? Like, what would be the reason for that? Tim seemed to know that if Mica did take it that far, there would have to be a pretty substantial reason for an act such as that. So Tim says, why would that be the case if he wasn't mistreating her? My sentiments exactly. Let's take a listen to the second part of Tim's interview.
He was also at this church, which is JP. He goes by JP's church. This man is Tim Carter. I believe we have some sound of he and I talking back and forth. So let's just roll that sound.
I'm not going to judge my gut feeling. I don't agree. The young lady was energetic. She was making plans. It just doesn't sound like someone committing suicide. It sounds like someone that's getting ready to live life again, really starting her life over. And just going off what we've seen, what I witnessed, the character and how treatment and how we were treated and talked to. And I just don't believe it for a minute.
You mentioned she was making plans. Like, what type of plans?
From what I understand, she had an appointment to get her hair done this week. She was looking forward to moving on. She had filed paperwork and just served it 2 days prior.
So not behavior somebody who's planning to take their own life.
Not if I'm thinking about suicide. I'm not worried about court dates and paperwork or my hair. It doesn't sound that to me.
So there you have it. This is Tim Carter's interview. I really like this interview. I feel like he is being fair and insightful, and it's just an interesting point of view that he has, knowing that he was both friends to Mica and John Paul. So you guys tell me what you think about this.